Hey everyone, welcome back to another farm video. Today we are going to be building a starter copper farm for your Minecraft world. This farm will produce 50 plus copper per hour. This farm will also be built off a zombie dungeon, so you will need to locate one of them in your world. For all my Bedrock player subscribers, I finally have some good news. This farm will work on your game. So everyone, grab your blueprints, grab your mouses, and let's head over to where we are going to start building this farm. Now that we are on the surface, let's open our blueprint and take a look at the resources we are going to use. These resources here can be any building block of your choice. I just use these blocks to make the farm look a little bit better. So we are going to need 64 cobblestone, 64 torches, 64 ladders, 19 kelp, 7 trapdoors, 4 redstone dust, 3 sticky pistons, 3 hoppers, 2 comparators, 2 composters, 2 fence gates, 2 pointed dripstone, 2 chests, 2 buckets of water, 1 target block, 1 observer, 1 redstone block, 1 cobblestone wall, 1 soul sand, 1 cobweb, and 1 turtle egg. For the hopper clock, you are going to need 43 items of your choice and 4 snowballs, eggs, or ender pearls. Now that we know the resources we are going to use, let's put our blueprints in our back pockets and put our nail bags on, and let's build this farm. So we have now located our zombie spawner, which means we are now ready to build this farm. So we now want to dig out a 9 by 9 by 5 high area around our zombie spawner. So that means you need to come 4 blocks out from all 4 sides of the zombie spawner. Then above and below, you want a 2 block gap. So we have now dug out our complete room, and as you can see, we have a 9 by 9 by 5 high area. So now we want to choose a side to where we're going to funnel our drowned zombies. I'm going to pick this side, so we're going to dig down 2 blocks all the way along the very end. On the very end 2 blocks, dig down a further block, making it a total of 3. We now want to place our water, so we're going to need to make an infinite water source so we don't need to go to the surface to get some more water. So, place a water bucket to the right and a water bucket to the left, and there's your infinite water source. You can now fill both of your water buckets up, and then we want to place water buckets all along the back wall opposite to your 2 block hole. Now if you have a torch on top of the spawner, remove that torch and place 2 blocks above the spawner so no zombies can spawn on top of it. Grab 1 more bucket of water and then place it on the very end right here so it will push the zombies all the way down like it's doing to my player right here. We now want to come to the very end where the water is pushing us to and dig out these 3 blocks and then place 2 fence gates right there. We can then open those fence gates and dig 1 block down below those fence gates and place a stone wall. We can then remove this block and replace it with soul sand. You can also then remove the 2 stone blocks behind the fence gates. Then on the very bottom fence gate, we want to dig out another 1 block past the soul sand. From this very soul sand block, we want to come up 19 blocks. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. We've now dug up our 19 blocks. We want to place a water bucket on the 19th block. Then dig all the way back down. So now that our water is flowing all the way down, we want to grab our kelp and turn these all into source blocks by placing kelp all the way up to the top of the 19th block. You can then remove your kelp. Before we go up our bubble elevator, we need to make sure that when we go up, we're going to be digging in the right direction. So simply face the way the water is flowing, and then simply go into the bubble elevator, go all the way up the bubble elevator, and then dig out 2 more blocks. So now that we're up at our full height, we want to place a trapdoor on the very end of the drop, and then we want to come onto this corner and place a trapdoor on the end of that drop. Now from this very end trapdoor, we want to dig out a further 2 blocks. This is where we are going to start placing our redstone so that we can convert the zombies to drowned zombies up here. So I suggest digging out a 5 by 8 by 4 area just around this area so we can clear a bit of space to place our redstone. Let's get working on our redstone now that our area has been cleared out. Start by placing a target block directly behind the trapdoor. Now from that target block, place 2 more redstone behind it. Place a block to the right and place a redstone dust on top of that. Now on top of this redstone dust, we want to place a sticky piston facing this way. You can now place your redstone block on that sticky piston. Now in front of this redstone dust, we want to place a sticky piston facing this way. We now want to grab our observer and dig in 2 blocks in towards the wall and then place the observer facing towards that wall. So the arrow should be facing this wall right here. You can then place these 2 blocks back. So from this end, skip a block and build out 3 blocks. Then place a sticky piston on the outside of that 3rd block. You can then remove these 3 blocks and place a block on the ground directly behind that sticky piston. Also place a redstone dust on top of it. Now to the right of that redstone dust, place 2 blocks just like this. Do the same for this side here. On either side of these 2 block high wall, place a single block to the left and the right of it. Grab your comparators and place the comparators facing this way. Now grab your building blocks, place a building block in front of the redstone block, place a hopper facing into that cobblestone block, remove that cobblestone block, and then place a hopper facing into the other hopper, so it should look like this. Now grab your composters and place 2 composters on top of the hoppers. This simply prevents lag. You now want to grab 43 items of your choice and 4 snowballs, ender pearls, or eggs, or any items that stack to 16. You can then grab these items and then drop them into the hoppers. This will now activate the hopper clock, which will then play around with the trapdoors with perfect times to suit your drowned zombies. You can then dig your way back out to your water. We now want to come down a total of 18 blocks. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Now that we have dug down our 18 blocks, we want to go back up a further 12 blocks and place a cobweb. So now that I've dug 12 blocks up, we want to place a cobweb. We can then dig 2 blocks out so we can get out of the cobweb, and then we can dig all the way back down. We now want to find where our mob spawner is, and as you can see, the mob spawner is right there, so we want to dig 7 blocks away from the mob spawner. So to reiterate that, I dug 7 blocks away from this block here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We now want to grab our pointed dripstone and place a dripstone block directly below the drop point. Then place 1 more dripstone block 1 block out from the drop point. You can now grab your turtle egg and then place that on the very end of the 7th block. We now want to dig out these 4 blocks and grab our trapdoors and place trapdoors facing in this direction right here. You can then remove these 2 blocks and then place another trapdoor at this height, making this 2 trapdoors thick. We can now place these 4 blocks back. So this next step involves clearing out a little bit of space around this area because this is where our storage is going to go, and this is also where we're going to kill the drowned zombies. So I have cleared out a 5 by 5 by 4 high area around the killing area, so this can just open up a little bit more room for storage. You can completely design this however you want. I'm just going to do a little basic setup for you and you can do the rest. So for our storage area, dig out these 2 blocks and place a double chest to replace them. Then grab your hopper and place a hopper facing into that chest. We now want to grab our 2 remaining trapdoors and place a trapdoor directly at this height and then a trapdoor at this height as well. You can then open these trapdoors temporarily and place a water bucket in front of this dripstone block. You can then close up your trapdoors. You'll then want to open these trapdoors one more time, head in here and remove these 3 blocks right here. Once you've removed these 3 blocks, you can simply walk back in and shut your trapdoors. So off camera, I just went ahead and just decorated this a little bit. So to get out of this, we need to dig up all the way to the surface and place ladders. One thing I strongly recommend you should do while running this farm is to light up your surrounding caves in 128 by 128 area. This will significantly strengthen your rates and increase your copper per hour. Once you are ready to activate this farm, you want to dig towards your zombie spawner and jump in the room and then remove your torches, allowing zombies to spawn. Once the zombies start to spawn, they will go up this bubble elevator and then be stopped by that redstone clock, then turned into drowned zombies and then drop down, ready for you to kill. As you can see, the zombies are starting to spawn, and what you heard just then is a zombie turning into a drowned zombie, and he will be going down, hitting that cobweb, and then he'll eventually end up here. I strongly recommend using looting 3, as this will increase your copper chances from going from 5% to 8%. So with looting 3, you have an 8% chance of getting copper. If you just use a normal sword, you will only have 5%. If you wish to AFK this farm, you're going to have to download an auto clicker. A link to the auto clicker that I use will be in the description. It's a 5-second download and will take about 5 minutes to set up completely. So we AFK'd this farm for a total of 1 hour, and as you can see, we are killing drowned zombies very regularly, and in 1 hour it produced a total of 51 copper and 1560 rotten flesh. Once again, I highly recommend lighting up caves within 128 block radius of your zombie spawner, as this will significantly increase your rates. This farm took me less than 20 minutes to build, and it produces 50 plus copper per hour. This is a great starter copper farm for your Minecraft world, and it's also a great use for a zombie spawner. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you require further help with this farm, be sure to join my personal Discord and we will be sure to help you out. So thank you guys for watching, be sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.